Welcome to another episode of Soccerheads New England. This is episode 7, and I don't have a title for this one, but I've got a pretty good idea of what it might be. To my left is Jim Ruberti, comedian, a former UMass Boston soccer captain so long ago that Dr. James Naismith was his roommate. To my right, Paul Nardizzi, comedian, and I know he's got another occupation. Don't know what it is, but his card reads nonviolent assassin for hire, whatever that means. And me, I'm Dave Rattigan, comedian and the biggest soccer expert on the planet. And we're the Soccerheads New England. Well, guys, the World Series starts this week, and this is from our friend Danny Gill, the comedian. What food has been banned in the Astros locker room? Cheetos. You're welcome. This
I hope that gets deleted.
He told me the joke. He's like, it's the kind of joke you're really proud of in a certain weird kind of a way. Yeah. Anyway, this episode we talk about cheating, which is in the sports consciousness, because you've got the Astros in the World Series again. The last time they were in the World Series, they won, and they cheated by banging on the drums. We're talking about not on the diamond cheating, but on the pitch. On the pitch, Paul calls it loud cheating, whatever that means. So we'll ask him about that. And also we're going to talk about the impact of head coaches on soccer teams. In fact, in teams of all sports, in sports, which sports does the coach matter the most? And for our listeners who are youth soccer coaches, this may be a tough one for you. Finally, we'll give a shout out to a couple of high school programs, and we'll talk about the Revolutions win the other night, which will give them the Supporters Shield and give me the chance to once again say CONCACAF. Nothing makes me happy.
I just got to correct you. They didn't win. Another team lost to give them the title, and then last night they tied.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, and your favorite though, Dan. They tied. They scored a goal in what? Extra time.
Oh, extra time. My favorite thing. I love extra time. I really do. I think it's the most fun thing. It's like, all right, we're out of time, and now we're going to play for a while.
For extra time, most of your dates. Most of your dates don't ask for extra time.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Dave also doesn't score in extra time. So.
Oh, aren't you too clever? Clearly, you've been practicing your insults aimed at. So, Jim, did you watch the Revolution game?
I did not, because I happened to be away, but I was following it on my cell phone, and they were losing 2-0.
2-0.
And they came all the way back, and Uche, what's his name? Ouchie. The guy for the Revolution. Single name. Dave loves single name players.
No, Buxa scored.
Buxa.
There you go.
Buxa.
I knew you. See, right up your tongue.
Could you imagine?
Too.
Yes.
Can you
also
imagine?
A thing Dave doesn't do. What?
Could you imagine having that guy over to dinner? Buxa. Sit anywhere, Buxa.
What if somebody says, I want to take a Buxa? You can go anywhere with that. Anyway, he scored an extra time, Dave, to give them a 2-2 draw.
I love extra time.
You do.
I love extra time. And you know what I love, too?
You love ties as well.
I love that it was 2-0. Wasn't 2-0 like a normal sports. Why don't they just call it 2-love?
Because we want you to.
2-0.
It identifies it as soccer by saying 2-0.
All right, we're going to talk more about this whole soccer thing. But first, plugs. I got to do the plugs. Soccerheads New England is sponsored by financial advisor Rick Spencer. To have Rick come speak to your club, team, league, or group, or to check out one of his free seminars in your area, call him at 978-857-7573. Rick gives free seminars for parents. He does it all over New England. He's done it for years, and he's done a good job getting kids into the right school for the right cost. And he does it by basically laying out a strong plan for each individual kid. Rick has also been doing my finances for years, and I can honestly say, Paul, that if not for Rick, not only would I be sleeping in a cardboard box, but it would be cheap cardboard, not the top quality refrigerated cardboard box that I planned for my retirement. Also, if you're a league, a team, a club, whatever, and you want to raise money and you want to have a great time doing it, you should hire the Soccerheads Experience. That's us. More than a comedy show, it's an event that your community will never forget. Call Jim Ruberti, who's right here to my left. And Jim, call. What's the number?
508-737-0903. Or you can reach me via Gmail now at soccerheadsnewengland@gmail.com.
Very good. Very good. You get that phone number. It's so good you know your own number. I have no idea what your number is. It's £1 from what I know. Paul? You want to say?
What? You have me as one. You have me as 1 pound.
No. Yeah.
I'm calling.
Oh, that's
right now.
so funny.
It should be 300 pounds.
I'm calling. I'm trying to hire us. You're not answering.
All
Get
right.
your shit together.
All right. So Jim and Paul, Jim Ruberti and Paul Nardizzi, you're both a couple of Italian soccer players, so you know about cheating. During the 1990s, I went to the World Cup games in Foxborough, and I saw Biagio. Biagio is one of the greatest players in the world, and every time someone would get within 20 feet of him, he would go down, flapping his arms like a little bird that had just fallen out of the nest. And eventually, he got a penalty kick, and he won the game. So, Paul, what is loud cheating?
Well, that is an example. First of all, they don't play like that anymore. But you're right. You're right. They did do a lot of that. But loud cheating to me is like blatantly obvious that you're cheating. So hitting a barrel in the underbowels of the stadium to me is not that loud, because the stadium's loud and you can get away with that and you win a World Series, and maybe they didn't get away with it, but maybe you get away with it. But Lance Armstrong going out and winning the Tour de France, that makes a little noise because you're like, oh, geez, he had cancer. But then he goes out and wins 6 more, 7 total. That's like a pretty big red flag. Like, the feds are going to ask why you keep a freezer of blood in your trunk when you win 7 in a row.
Yeah.
Okay? And then to compound it, he comes out and he says that he had a testicle removed. Now, when you have a part of your body removed, obviously you become less formidable, right? If I'm missing an arm, I shouldn't be winning the batting title.
Yes, okay.
So you're missing a nut, and then you go out and win 7 titles in a row.
Yeah.
Stupid. He should have said that instead of saying they removed the nut, he should have said they added one. Now I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Of course you're going to win. You got 3 balls. Right? So that was stupid.
Okay.
So that's really loud cheating. That's why he got caught. Like, he should have won one and then taken a couple of years off, maybe snuck another one in. But he goes out, he's greedy, wins 7.
Yeah.
You're a moron. Of course they're going to look under the rocks and find out what you were doing, which was major doping. Soccer doesn't have any loud cheating scandals other than the match fixing in Italy.
Other than that,
you had to pick on our nationality. That was very loud.
Other than the match,
that was very loud. But of recent note,
other than
a
the
couple of
match
handballs, intentional handballs, and they punched it in. Hoped the ref didn't see it. That's quiet cheating, but they got away with it.
That's quiet cheating?
Yes, Maradona did it, right? Henri did it to make the world. When France won the World Cup, they were going to get knocked out, and they were playing Ireland, and Henri punched the ball in and got away with it. And they made the World Cup and then won the whole thing.
They should have replay.
Yes,
they should have replay.
Very lucky.
They should do to soccer what they've done to all the other sports. Ruin it
penalize
by adding
heavily. Yes.
Yeah,
penalize them heavily.
Oh, I got to tell you, this replay would be the worst for the game of soccer. I like the flaws.
Best. It's the best. I'm so thrilled it's here now. Yeah, you gotta have it. I mean,
what if I want
offsides calls? Come on, offsides calls. You gotta have it.
Are they going to review offside calls?
They do now. Absolutely. A goal is scored. 100%. Listen, your little ice hockey sport, little snow cone sport.
Oh, I love.
They review offsides all the time. 20 minutes after a goal is scored, they go back in time. 2 days
and it's horrible. It's horrible. And no matter which way it goes, you've got a guy score a goal. Let's go back the last 10 minutes and we'll see what they do.
They do.
Oh yeah, you were offside 10 minutes ago.
So you figure, Dave, seriously, how are you gonna? There's several ways to fix a soccer game.
All right,
not many. Right, one is you pay the referees off.
Okay,
that's the big one.
That seems reasonable.
Right. The second one is what Paul talked about is you put your hand by your head, kind of fake a header, use your elbow, do different ways that you kind of can see yourself.
Let me ask you a question. Wouldn't it take about the same level of skill to punch a ball and make it seem like you were heading as it would to just head the thing?
Yeah, but your arm can extend higher than your head.
That's what they do.
Here, so you
put your fists.
Have you ever done it? Have you ever done it?
I don't believe that. No, I'm pretty sure I haven't.
Pretty sure he has. So he has.
With
every goal that I gave up in college was a goal that was done by.
I'm sure they were all illegal.
There was something illegal about it, 100%,
including those 12 penalty kicks.
But in soccer's defense, we have never seen a major doping or PED scandal in soccer.
Correct.
You haven't seen a PED? Well,
no, we have not.
Do they test in soccer?
No, we don't care.
Absolutely,
but of course they do.
My theory, and you can debate me because I know you're a baseball fan.
Yeah,
is that in sports where you're allowed to defend, doping doesn't affect the sport as much. Okay?
Okay, why not?
Well, because let's just say Jim's on steroids.
Okay.
Pick a sport where you can defend.
I've heard that.
Pick a sport where you can defend. Name one.
That word I can defend?
Yeah.
Football.
Okay, I can triple team him. He comes out for a pass, I got 3 guys on him. He's not going to do anything. Doesn't matter how many steroids he's on. Hockey. He goes to shoot, I can lift his stick, he misses the puck. But in so the biggest...
Oh, but in baseball, you can strike the guy out.
I'll get to baseball in a second.
Okay.
The biggest... When the
baseball
thing came out, what were the big sports? Cycling. Why?
Yeah.
You can't knock the guy off his bike. You can't hold his bike back. You
Okay.
can't double team him. Track. Fire the gun, off the guy goes. Can you stop him from running? No.
Right.
You're going to say baseball, but baseball not the same as hockey, basketball, soccer. You're 60 feet from the guy you're defending. So you're calling that defense? That's very passive defense.
Well, that's the way I play defense.
Can you double team the batter? Can you hold his bat? No. And so what happens? The guy goes from the record 60 home runs to 73 and goes to the World Series. There's a huge effect from drugs in all those sports. You don't see this has there been a doping scandal in any of the sports I mentioned where you can actually defend?
The football, there's been there's been no doping scandal in football because they don't want to look at it.
No, they've suspended a ton of those guys.
Oh, sure they have.
And you look at the guys that were suspended, how much did they set records? The lineman, the linebacker, this guy, that guy, they don't set records. Chung, did he set a record?
Let me think about it.
Hightower, any of these guys.
You know why they're short-lived? Because they get injuries.
Right.
They get catastrophic injuries usually from doing steroids.
Yeah,
blown out biceps. We've seen it.
Right, but I guess what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to run through.
You're trying to defend baseball.
No, I'm trying to run through like running backs and quarterbacks who've. I see your point. I don't know.
It's a lot. It's harder to do, is all I'm saying.
It's harder to do.
I will give you an argument, Dave, that you could use. You could say that some of these drugs will enhance your ability to play longer and quicker for your stamina.
Yes.
That would be the only thing. But in soccer, once again, you could be the fast guy, but you're going to bury the guy with layers of defense.
Right.
It's going to stop him. So it really doesn't help you.
Maradona in the World Cup in the '90s when he played in Foxborough, I saw him play. He was great, and then he was suspended because he had done something. He failed a drug test. What about him?
I don't remember this.
I don't know.
This is like arguing with my ex-wife.
I don't remember this.
They don't remember. Oh, I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
We prepped before the show. You didn't tell me you were going to ask this loaded question.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's an example.
This is not a loaded. You said, give me an example of a case where somebody's defended and there's been a major drug
All
scandal.
right, Mr. Know-It-All. What drug was he suspended for?
What's that?
What drug was he suspended for?
Was it
I know.
cocaine?
No,
Was it cocaine?
Hold on.
Which would make sense. He's from Argentina.
I've done coke. I did not score any extra goals in that game.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that you probably talked a lot more on the bench.
Oh, God. Now that's funny.
Thank you. Jim's going to look up what Maradona did. Let me ask you this, just to stay on the subject and move a little off the baseball soccer thing. You've cheated in sports, in soccer. What's the best move you made to cheat?
When did I ever say that I cheated in soccer?
You're a soccer player.
I'm not a diver.
Oh, so you say you've never cheated in soccer? You never held a guy's jersey?
Oh, but I've broken some of the rules, but I haven't done drugs, and I have not.
Yeah, listen.
Punched a ball.
No offense. We've seen your physique. We know that you haven't done steroids. Maybe a little blood doping.
Yeah, but saying that I held the guy's shirt is like saying that a lineman holding in football is cheating. Well, yeah, he's breaking the rule, but
Yeah,
if there's
it's
a penalty
cheating.
for
It's
it.
breaking the.
So
It's
I've
breaking the rule.
accumulated my share of penalties.
Have you ever gotten away with something and thought to yourself, he?
Yeah.
Which one? Tell me.
So when you're not goalie and the ball's coming at you, you're not allowed to use hands. If you intentionally save a ball that's going in, it's a red card. You're out for the game.
Yeah.
I've done that and gotten away with it.
You getting away with it?
Yeah.
That's what.
Throw a fist out, punch it away. Ref doesn't see it, and you're still in the game, and the ball didn't go in the net.
That's amazing. I know you had something. They're still looking it up. I'll tell you about my cheating story. I've told you this before. This is not a soccer story. It's a baseball story. Playing third base. Guy is stealing third base. Guy comes sliding in. Ball goes. The throw goes over my head into left field. I know the guy's going to score. As he slides in, I fall down because he took my feet out from under me, and I land on him. And the one skill that I have in sports that's better than any other skill I've got is to get in the way